the next framework is generally used by a lot of us trainers. It's called the Wheel of Life. And I think we've used it here before in the Effective Living series. But it's a very good framework for assessing your life, for examining your life so that you can build upon all the areas of your life. Now, one of my favorite authors is called Michael Hyatt. He's American. Now, he says, if your life were a game, what would the score be? So for us, the men who like Premier League and all La Liga and all those, and we are always looking at the score. If your own life was a game, what would your score be? How would you rate yourself?
Wow.
And that is what the Wheel of Life generally does for us. Basically, the Wheel of Life says that your life has several domains. Now, depending upon the literature you read, some give 8, others give 9. I prefer 10. Where in Lead Africa we use 10. So your life is a sum total of 10 different domains. And so let's use let's use as an example. Your professional job is that you're a broadcaster. You also a manager and a leader. You manage a group of people, but you're also a father, you're also a husband, you're also a son. You also, I heard you giving shout outs to a mate of yours. You also have your social networks and your relationships. You are also a pastor. So you see that there are a lot of domains that make a Bernard. It is not just the broadcaster or the public figure that everybody sees. And that is how you have a health aspect of your life. You have a spiritual aspect of your life. And so all these things come together to make who we are. Now, oftentimes in life, we get stressed because we forget to pay attention to the other aspects of our life and focus on just about 1 or 2 domains. And therefore, those ones affect us, and then we are stressed or anxious or sometimes even unhealthy. And so the Wheel of Life helps you to assess where you are currently so that you will know which aspect of your life you must focus on in 2020. So this is it. Now, your life is made up of your health and fitness, your intellectual life, your emotional health, your character, your spiritual life, your love and romance aspect of your life, your parenting. Because of the work we do, we pay very particular attention to parenting. Then social network, and then financial health, and then finally career and business. So all
You
these...
have to take it. You have to move it fast, pal.
All right, I'm taking it again. So we have 1, health and fitness.
Okay.
2, intellectual life. 3, emotional health.
Okay.
4, character. 5, spiritual life. 6, love and romance.
Okay.
And we've made this so that whether you are in a relationship or you are married, it applies.
There's no excuse.
Exactly. Then 7, parenting. And once again, in Africa, parenting doesn't mean biological. So, for instance, if you're an elder sister and you are taking care of your younger siblings, that's parenting for you because you're virtually the parent for your younger. So, no, depending upon your circumstances, it applies to you. Then 8, social network. That is the work.
I'm not talking about Facebook.
No. I'm not talking about social media. I'm talking about social network.
Just to be clear.
So the health of your social relationships and your networks as a human being. And then 9 is financial health, the finance aspect of you. And then finally career and business. Once again, we've made it career and business so that whether you are an employee or an employer, it applies to you. Now, so the Wheel of Life is that these things are in a circle.
Okay.
And you need to assess where you are from 1 at the center to 10 with on the outer layer.
1 at the center.
Yeah. So when you draw a circle, then you do a cross in the circle, and then you now draw lines to connect all these 10 aspects exactly. Now the center is 1, and then the outer layer is 10.
Okay.
So for each,
when you go further
exactly,
out,
you are doing better. And then when you finish, connect all the dots. You see your life
like
square.
a spider web.
A spider wheel. So like a bicycle wheel.
I get it.
That's right, with the spokes inside.
So the places where you are closer to the center, you're not doing well.
You are not doing well.
Places you are closer to
the outer edge.
But who is ranking you?
Yourself. It's a self-assessment.
Wow.
Yes, nobody is doing this for you. So it's about your own careful reflection and analysis of where you think you are in life on these domains.
Interesting.
Yes. And then when you finish, so it's very stark. It looks at you, and then you realize why sometimes you are anxious and you are stressed out. Because if your wheel is this one. There's no way to say it in English. It's basa. The thing, it means that the vehicle on which you are traveling in life is not going to travel very well, because it's like you are traveling in life with a deflated tire.
It's not smooth.
Exactly. And so when you have done this analysis, and I'm going to give the elements to look out for. When you have done this analysis, as you've just said, you will now start 2020 based on this health check.
Okay.
And so you know that in 2020, I must do more with health. In 2020, I must do more on finance, because that one, I scored myself very low. And this is self-assessment. It's not anybody doing this for you. So you yourself, per the way you see your life, you are now going to what? Assess it. Okay, so let's take number one, which is health. Now, health is a resource. That's what the experts say, that it supports your function in wider society. So if you are not healthy, it means that you have less of that resource to function properly, and it may affect all your other aspects. And so find out, how well are you? How healthy are you? Are you having regular exercise? Are you eating a balanced nutrition? Are you having adequate rest as a person? If you are not, then rank yourself on the wheel. Now,
Between 0 to 10.
Yes, between 1 to 10.
1
There's
to
no
10.
0. At least you are doing something. So you cannot have a 0. At least you are doing something. So rank yourself on that. According to WHO, we are supposed to eat 12 vegetables and fruits every day.
Hey.
Yes. So on your health check, ask
You don't know
yourself.
how much money I have.
But you can. We have very easily accessible fruits and veggies that don't cost too much, and I think we need to go back to that. So rank yourself. If you think you are in tip-top shape, if you think you are doing very well on health, then you give yourself whatever you want based on your own assessment. So that is health. Now, intellectual health. This involves your ability to learn, to think, and to make judgments.
Okay.
It involves you being able to remember, to make decisions, to think through things, to solve problems, and to concentrate. So where are you? If you look back at 2019, where are you with your intellectual side of things? Then the next one is emotional wellness. This is about having a positive attitude, high self-esteem, and a strong sense of self. So if you look back and say, look, I'm doing very well as maybe an accountant in a very good firm, my salary is good, my children are in a good school, I think I have but I think that I am not fully confident. I'm not able to take on the role that I should. So on intellectual health, on emotional health, I need to do more, because maybe there are some nagging problems that are still coming at you every now and then. And so once again, how do you rate yourself? Now, let me say this to listeners, that you can easily Google this wheel of life on the internet, and then you can use it to do your assessment. So Google it, print it, and then use it to do your self-assessment.
So that's emotional. That's the third one.
That's right.
And then what's the next one? I think that was character.
The next one is character. Somebody says character is to live with humility, to act with integrity, and to love with strength.
Wow.
So where are you on character? Somebody also said
live with humility, act with integrity,
and to love with strength. That's your character. Now he says that personality is who we are and what we do when everybody is watching. Character is who we are and what we do when nobody is watching.
Forgive.
So you may be doing very well as a doctor, as a lawyer, as an architect, as a transport owner, as a self-employed person, but what's your character? Who are you when nobody is watching? What do you do in the secret? When you do when the lights are off? What are the health of your thoughts and the kind of things? Some people are dream B. So everybody sees that they are doing very well, they are very good professional, but you know within yourself that you are not a correct person. And so character, rank yourself on character based on how you see yourself.
Okay.
Then the other one is spiritual health. And that question is very simple. What is the state of your relationship with your maker?
Good question.
No matter how you call your maker. Allah, God, however. But what is the state of your relationship with him? Spiritually, are you hot? Are you cold? Or are you a honey?
Are you lukewarm?
Lukewarm. Good.
I see.
So rank yourself once again on that one. Remember that it is self-assessment.
So the average is 5.
Yes,
doing
the
very
average is
well
5.
is above 7.
That's
Not
right.
doing well is 2 to 3.
That's right.
Very
It
good.
means that this year you need to focus on that area and make massive and drastic changes in those aspects of your life. Then the other one is relationship, love and romance. So once again, you are going to ask yourself a lot of questions. If you are married, what is the health of your marriage? The relationship between you and your spouse. If you are in a relationship, ask yourself, what is the quality of the relationship that you have? If you are not dating and you are single, God bless you. But we are looking at you getting hooked and attached in 2020. That's right. Now, let me give a few things if you are in a relationship. And I know that your farm life team does a lot of this, so I won't veer into that too much. But somebody says that healthy life is the one that allows for your individuality, brings out your partner's best qualities, experiences openness to change, invites growth in the other person. So if you are with somebody and you are not seeing some of these things, you need to begin to check yourself, and you need to begin to ask yourself questions in terms of how you can improve it in 2020. Yeah. Then parenting. Yeah. So once again, how good are you as a parent to your children? You need to assess that. What is the relationship between you and your children like? What is the relationship between you if you are you don't have biological children but you have other children that you are looking after? What is the relationship? How would you rate yourself as a parent? And there are many measures that you can use, but once again, all these things are self, and you need to do this on your own. Then we look at social networks. Yeah, so social networks, you are looking at how your relationship between you, your friends, the society around you. Some of us are members of several social groups. Merco, Men's Fellowship, Musro,
Rotary.
Rotary, Lions.
Old school association.
All those schools association. What is the strength of your social networks like?
Okay.
Now, several studies have documented the importance of social networks as a key indicator of our quality of health. And indeed, just yesterday, Letitia was sharing something with me. She said that science or the evidence exists to show that when you have more happier people around you, it increases by 20% the chance that you will be happy. Yes. So it means that in 2020, the people that you have around is going to be key to the quality of your emotional health. And so if you have people who are not helping you to progress, if you belong to certain networks that are not helping you to progress, do this assessment and re-examine your obligations to some of these associations and clubs.
Wow.
If you have some boys who anytime they call you, it's a sitting. And that is taking away time that you must learn, time that you must grow. It's taking away a heavy toll on your finances. You need to review the quality of that. But if you are also part of a group that helps you to grow, you have some friends that are helping you to grow, then you need to also review that, because there's a science. Yes, there's a science to prove that somebody said you are the sum of the 5 closest people around you. So this year in 2020, as you begin to make your resolutions and plans and your goals, ask yourself, who are the 5 closest people around me, and what is the state of their own emotional health, because they are going to affect me.
Very important.
Excellent. The other one is financial health. And you have Paul Mante coming. Paul can talk to this more than I can ever do.
Next 2 weeks, we have Doris Ahiati.
Exactly.
Agree, and then Paul Mante on family finance. So
excellent.
We have 2 sessions on finance.
Yeah, so they are going to provide better framework. But my simple one, and I think Paul has shared this here, he says you need the equivalent of 6 months' salary in savings and investments.
Charlie.
And so if you don't have that, it means that on the health side, you are not healthy.
We are all good.
you are hovering around 1 or 2 out of 10. So this year you need to ask yourself some serious questions. Yes, when you do the assessment, you realize
6 months.
You are, yes, in savings.
Lying there for you,
in savings and investment. If you don't have that, it means that, Charlie, when there's a crisis, you will be wiped out.
When there's a job loss.
When there's a job loss, you'll be wiped out.
And
you
start
calling
from
friends.
From the banking sector,
exactly.
A lot of people are now looking for work, and
that's
it's
right.
not been
It's very,
some of them,
very
their
tough.
reserves are gone.
Yeah. And it's affecting. We work in schools and in education, and we know a lot of school owners are reporting serious non-payment of school fees because of the some of parents who've had to quit jobs and stuff. Now double income, most families are relying only on one source of income. In some all the two are struggling. So we need to look at it. And then the question to ask yourself is, what can I do to be able to bring that up? What little things can I do to improve my financial health? The next is